Are you able to go to Google
Harold
Maps?
Parker, I think they do.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Ah,
We'll be
okay.
ready to
I
go
just
when.
wanted to get the
If you have
street
snowshoes,
view,
you
because
almost
I
don't
had a
want them
question
to
around
move.
that.
Because
Okay,
that,
I have
that's
this
what the
one,
benefit of the
and then
snowshoes
I'll put
are.
up there.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
from 114 is the one I'm interested
Okay.
I have a fat bike, so I do that in the winter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those.
Technology,
oh, yeah, my
isn't it
husband wants to
grand?
have one of those
Okay.
to have, like-
is.
Ready?
That's fine.
No, actually, I'm gonna take this off.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the Danvers Zoning Board of Appeals. We have only one case tonight, so we should be in and out of here fairly quickly. I think everybody has an agenda. So I'm just going to ask that anyone who's here would silence their cell phones. And I'm going to introduce the members of the board. Tonight, we have Jeff Sauer all the way to the right, John Bonner. I'm Becky Kilborn. I'll be the chair tonight. John will be the clerk tonight. Ken Jarvinen and Corrine Doherty. All five of us will be voting on the case tonight, one case. And from the planning department, we have Georgia Pendergast to help us out. And I have minutes from the last meeting, so if I could have a motion to accept those minutes.
So moved, Madam Chair.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. And then also with regard to meeting dates, our next meeting is scheduled for November 22nd, but there are no applications for that date, so there will be no meeting on the 22nd. So the next meeting will be December 13th, which is the last meeting for this year. And I'll just go through the procedure. I think everyone who's here knows the procedure, but the clerk will read the notice of the hearing. Then the applicant will present their information. We ask you to go to the podium so that there's a microphone and anyone who's watching on Danvers Cable TV can hear us. And then the board will ask questions of the applicant, and then we'll go to the audience for any questions or comments, and then back to the board for deliberations. And then I'll give the options to the applicant depending on what the comments are. Is there anything else I'm missing tonight? Ready to go? All right.
Go.
Mr. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the case of 353 Andover Street. This is zoned residential 3. They're requesting a variance and finding to demolish, reconstruct, and enlarge an existing single-family home in accordance with Section 3.17 of the Danvers Zoning Bylaw. Request made by Custom Nest Builders, and it is docket number 21-4957.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much. My name is Nancy McCann. I'm here on behalf of the applicant, Custom Nest Builders. With me tonight is Eric Bueling and James Leonard from Custom Nest. Also with me tonight is John Morin from the Morin Cameron Group, the project engineer. And we are requesting approval to demolish and reconstruct a home.
You move the mic closer? Yeah.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. To demolish an existing dwelling and to reconstruct on that property a new single-family home. When I filed this application, I filed for a finding as well as a variance because we believed that this lot was a pre-existing non-conforming lot, and therefore we needed the finding and various variances under Section 3. However, since the filing of the application, the planning staff uncovered a 1962 variance that actually made this lot of about 7,700 square feet a legal building lot. So it technically isn't a non-conforming lot, it is a legal building lot. So in conversations with Director Fields and with Georgia from the planning staff, it was determined that really we don't need a finding. What we need is a variance for the two front setbacks. And we did apply for those requests, and it was advertised properly, so we're proceeding forward. But what we need is a variance from the front setback from Andover Street and from the front setback of Shawmut Ave. So if we this is the existing dwelling, and we have one more picture there. If you had the opportunity to go out and look at it, it was constructed in 1962. The tax assessor lists this as being in poor condition, which I think is pretty accurate. What we're proposing to do is to take that dwelling down and reconstruct a new single-family home that will be conforming as to the side and rear setbacks adjacent to the other residential properties abutting it, but will not comply with the front setback to Andover Street and to Shawmut Ave. However, the single-family home proposed is in about the same location as the existing single-family home. Currently, the existing single-family home is about 25.9 feet from Andover Street. We're proposing the new home to be 23.8 feet, and the existing home is 11.9 feet from Shawmut Ave, and we're actually going to be pulling the house a little further back from Shawmut Ave to about 13 feet. As you'll see on the site plan when John goes through this with you, we are making a significant improvement by changing the driveway access so that it is no longer coming directly off of Route 114, which is a very dangerous condition, but rather you'll pull into Shawmut Ave, and then the driveway will come off of Shawmut Ave as other homes. The home that's proposed is a modest-sized three-bedroom home. It will have a garage. It's about 2,000 square feet, 2,016 square feet total, which will fit well within that neighborhood and look like it fits within the other homes that are located there, and will certainly be a vast improvement over the existing condition of the property. So at this point, I'll turn it over to John, and he can go through the plan with you.
Good evening. For the record, John Moran from the Moran Cameron Group. We're the design engineers for the project. So if, Georgia, if you could call up that site plan.
I'm gonna grab it right now. It may take, my computer's running very slow, but it's coming. Apologies.
Did you say that house was built in 1962?
It looks older than that.
Yeah.
So there's the site plan. You can see Shawmut Ave is actually on the left or the northerly side of the lot, and Andover Street or Route 114 is at the bottom of the page. Ghosted in the background, you can see the existing driveway is about 10 feet from Shawmut, right on the corner. So when we first looked at this property, when we were approached by Custom Nest Builders, the first thing we looked at is how to fix that issue, because as Nancy had pointed out, trying to get out onto Andover Street in that location is extremely difficult. And the design that we came up with is the design that you see here, which is a front entrance garage. We're able to maintain the side setback to the abutters to the north. If you could just scroll up just a little bit, Georgia.
Excuse me, Georgia, do we have the pointer?
Yeah, John, there may be a metal pointer either in front
And you
of
can bring the
Yeah.
microphone with you?
Actually, I think I have a metal pointer, but I'll just take this.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
So the abutters to the north, our big concern in redesigning this property was maintaining the setbacks to the abutters that are out there and actually comply to the setbacks where we could. And what we were able to do is we're actually complying to the setbacks to the abutter to the east, and we're complying to the setback to the abutter to the north. So as Nancy had pointed out, what we're requesting is variances for the front setback on Shawmut, which we're actually, the proposed structure is 13 feet from the front setback, where the existing structure is 11.9. This is the existing building right here. And out on 114, the existing structure is 25.9, and we're 23.8 to this overhang, or 25 feet to the building itself, the actual structure. And as you can see, we're pushing the driveway as far up the lot as we can get it, away from 114, so that people queuing up on 114 on Shawmut to pull out onto 114 won't affect access. As the majority of you know, there is a no left turn off of 114 when you're coming in this direction to get onto Shawmut. But we reviewed that with the applicant, and they won't have a problem with that. They see the benefits in moving the driveway up Shawmut and off of 114 as well. If we're successful with the zoning board, we'll move forward with engineering, and we'll be preparing an engineered site plan that'll get submitted to the town for review and approval. We don't have any wetlands, we don't have any buffer zones, so we don't have to deal with the Conservation Commission at all. Topography-wise, you don't see it on this plan as you don't need it, but the topography of the lot actually drops from, if you're standing in Shawmut Ave looking at the site, it drops from left to right. So it works perfect for the house design that Nest Builders chose, which is a garage attached, left side, front entrance, walkout basement on the right side. So we have a full walkout basement on the right side, which will blend in perfect with the grades out on the site. At this point, utilities, once we still need to find the existing utilities that are coming into the existing dwelling. Those will most likely just get extended to the proposed dwelling. We don't anticipate rerunning any utilities to this property, i.e. sewer, water. Electric will most likely end up being underground. That's the way most of them are done now. However, that's still to be determined if they're going to bring overhead electric, which is currently what was there. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
George, we do have some elevation. Maybe we can just put up the photographs that we started with and then these.
Go ahead,
And
go ahead.
I don't think you really need to do that. I think this really kind of speaks for itself. It's a really nice design. It's compact. Again, it's about a 2,000 square foot house. And
I don't know, I think probably most everybody went out there, it's pretty obvious that something needs to be done.
so obviously the hardship has to deal with the size and shape of the lot, and it was approved as a building lot again back in 1962, and unfortunately, the setback requirements that are applicable to a 30,000 square foot lot in the R3 zoning district are very difficult to make work on a 7,700 square foot lot. So that's the need for the variances. Be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, we'll start with Jeff.
I have no questions, Madam Chairman, thank you.
John?
Yeah. Thank you, Madam Chair. Attorney McCann, so what will happen with the curb cut on, the current curb cut on 114? And is the state involved with that?
Usually the procedure of that is we'll notify the state that we'll be closing that curb cut, which I'm sure they're going to love. All that has to happen is we'll just be removing the pavement where it connects to 114. Depending on how it's paved right now, it'll either be saw cut. If there's actually a connection, my guess is there's probably an overlap from 114 when they've paved it over the years into this driveway. So they'll just do a saw cut right at the edge of the pavement on 114, and the area will be loamed and seeded along the shoulder.
Georgia, could you bring up that Google view?
Yeah.
Attorney McCann, I think the thing I'm just a little confused on, and I'm looking at the site map. So this area, George, if you can pan to the left
way?
more towards Shawmut, yeah. So you got that telephone pole there, and I see the driveway in this, you know, in your drawing. It sounds like the town land comes back right to the edge of this driveway, the current driveway?
Could you pull the site plan back up? Exactly. So
Town property.
what you can see, the actual right-of-way
Okay.
is right here. So a portion of this existing driveway is actually in the right-of-way for Shawmut. This is the front corner of the intersection of Shawmut and 114. So you can see that a portion of that, like half that driveway, is actually in the right-of-way of Shawmut Ave.
Oh, here.
Yeah, all right, so what's the distance between the actual lot line and Shawmut Ave? Because it looks to me to be greater than 10 feet.
Oh, it absolutely is. The paved, Shawmut Ave is actually pushed, as you can see in our site plan. It's way off to the left of the right-of-way that's there.
Have a distance?
Yeah.
Looks like it's a good 25 feet.
Georgia, could you go back to that Google?
So right where the new proposed driveway is approximately, the front setback to the existing edge of pavement is approximately 28 feet. Down by 114, if you just extended that frontage line straight across, it's about 26 feet.
Okay. So it's 26, 28 feet, and then you're going to have a setback of 11.9 from there.
Right.
So it'll be 30 feet anyway.
Okay. And is there a sidewalk here on 114 on Andover Street?
No.
No.
There is not. And is there plans to do a sidewalk on Shawmut?
From
Or-
what we saw in the town's records, there's nothing up there for a sidewalk, that there'd be a future sidewalk out there.
Okay, and obviously the telephone pole's not your problem. Okay, I have no further questions. Thank you.
Ken?
I have no questions.
Corinne?
I don't have any questions either, thanks.
And I don't think I have any questions either. So, are there, Mr. Bradsford Street, I'm sure you have a question. The only question I have is it going to go to planning board?
Oh, great.
No.
We were talking about it before.
No, this is a single-family home, which would not go to planning board.
Okay, thank you.
Bill Bradstreet, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. I know there was an overlay that I can't see of what the footprint of the old dwelling that's going to be destroyed and replaced with this one. What's the difference in the dimensions of the footprint of the old to the new? I
You can
can't,
see on that plan, and do you want to go up and point at it so he can see?
The existing structure is this hatched grade type structure, and then the new structure is the darker structure. So you can see it's roughly about double the size. However, the area that we've added actually complies to the setbacks with the exception of this small portion here. But again, we're actually pushing the structure a little further off of Shawmut than what the existing structure is.
thank you.
Thank you.
I actually do have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
So if we grant the relief you're seeking tonight, then you go to the technical review board, and will they be addressing the driveway cutout?
We'll be working with the engineering department because of stormwater permits and things like that, but we don't have to go through site plan approval. So,
I'm sorry, I thought that's what you said.
no, I think John referenced technical engineering
Okay.
department.
Generally, DPW just gives you a
Right.
curb cut.
Okay.
You just
okay,
pay $100 and they give you a curb cut.
Okay, so you don't envision there being any issue with, kind of like that island that goes up and doing a curb cut into the driveway?
I do not, John.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Just a follow-up.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right, so on that note, is there a curb on Shawmut currently? Because it doesn't look like there is one.
No, actually, if you saw that,
That Google shot.
that
again.
Google shot, there's no curbs on Shawmut. I did notice that there's a curb on, a Bitcon curb on 114, so as part of the Mass DOT.
Can you go to the microphone?
Sorry. I did notice on, yeah, you can see there that there's no curb on Shawmut.
It's like Shawmut's like a driveway. It's so
Yeah.
narrow. It's really,
The,
And weeds.
you'll notice on the Google shot though on 114, there is a curb, a Bitcon curb on 114. So when we close that curb cut, we'll extend that curb.
But it won't be granite.
Right, no, because there's no granite on there. It's all just Bitconk.
And, I'm sorry, and then that's the state's issue to take care of, or the town's?
That'll be the state. We'll be dealing with the state on that.
And that would happen at some point throughout the construction? It's not,
Yes.
it's obviously not tied to occupancy or anything.
Right, so what'll happen is during the time, once we get through engineering, around that same time, we'll be submitting plans to Mass DOT to close that curb cut.
Very good. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, deliberations, Jeff?
I'll vote for this.
Yeah, I will vote for this too. I think it's definitely going to be an improvement, and, you know, although the setback's tight, you know, add that other 25, 28 feet, it still appears to be quite set back, so I don't see a problem with it.
Okay, thank you. Ken?
I think it's going to be much better than what's there, so yeah, I'll definitely approve it, vote for this.
Corinne?
I will vote for this, too. I think it's a big improvement.
And I'll vote for this, too. Thank you. Can I have a motion, please? You want to do it? Here.
Madam Chair, I move to grant the dimensional variances from Table 2 of the Danvers Zoning Bylaw to allow a new reconstructed dwelling with a front setback of 23.8 feet off Andover Street, where 30 feet is required, and a front setback of 13 feet off of Shawmut Ave, where 30 is required. The hardship is the size and shape of the lot. This condition does not affect other properties or structures in the same zoning district. A literal enforcement of the zoning bylaw would involve substantial hardship to the applicant, and granting this variance will not create a substantial detriment to the public good and will not nullify or derogate from the intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck. We're looking forward to it.
Good luck.
And I think we can have a motion to adjourn, and we'll wish everyone happy
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, and we'll see everyone in December. Mr. Bradstreet. We're going to wait then.
We should get a microphone for that side.
Yeah.
Or maybe Mr. Bradstreet could sit on the left.
Put them on those wireless Madonna mics.
Just put a microphone for him.
You need rollerblades to get over there.
I like that option.
I need more than that at my age. Bill Bradstreet, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. I attend as many of the meetings as I can. One of the things that I've heard is that some of the proponents are very concerned with the time they've spent, the effort into drawings, what have you, and also the amount of money that they have spent getting to the point where they're here for you. Your determination, yes or no, up or down, is not decided by the effort that the person has put in or the money the person has spent. Those are not the merits for your decision, are they?
No, they are not. We don't take into account how much money they've spent getting here or preparing for us. It has to do with the project, and that's what we're reviewing, the project.
What is in our bylaws as well, so we look at each case based on the town's bylaws.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, Danvers.
All right.
Good night.
Night.
Good luck. Happy Thanksgiving.
That might be record time,
Hi.
Yes.
25 minutes.
20.